Today, my friends, we're here to break down Pekka Bobat here at Town Hall 11. This strategy is still very strong, but only works on the correct base, so that's what we're going to be going over within this video. So you're here at this video to learn Pekka Bobat, maybe to refresh your memory or something like that. But this strategy is still very, very strong, and there are a couple things I want to really break down with this. Now, we are going to be taking a look at 3 different examples, including this one. And the main thing is that we are trying to take a look at mainly the value that you want to get with your attack. And then you also want to make sure that you're also taking a look at, the splash buildings that you're getting rid of, your bats. So you're going to see a couple different examples. You're going to see one with a bat bomb instead of a bat wave. So we'll kind of express those a little bit later as well. So first of which, we're going to be starting step by step. So what is the first step of a Pekka Bobat? It's going to be setting the funnel. So like you'll see right here, we're going to set the funnel on this side. We're also going to set the funnel over here, which is going to allow us to use our stone slam or siege, or a wall wrecker, in this area here. That way, what this allows us to do is it allows us to sort of move into the base and get a couple wizard towers. And we're primarily looking for 2 things. These are going to be our key objectives here. We're looking primarily to get the Eagle and a multi-inferno, which is the main reason why we're bringing a jump spell, so we can get deeper into the base. Now, once that has all happened, after we send this in and we send everything else in, then we're going to be starting to send in our bats as a bat wave. Bat wave kind of works like this. Let's say we drop our bats right around here. How their pathing is going to work is it's going to bring them here, then they could split here and here, but around that area you want to use a free spell on top of the wizard tower. That way what happens is, as that happens, you can then start to you can see that the bats start to move, all around the base. They start to move here, maybe here. They just move all around the base design. They're kind of working their way, making sure that you're freezing up over the not the multis, but over the wizard towers and the multis, of course. But once you're able to deal with the multis, it really isn't that hard after that. But you can really see sort of what I mean when we're using our bat wave portion. Bat wave should be on the outside, and it goes on the outside and stays there unless the bats start to move in, but it still won't be too difficult as everything else moves around the base. But there you guys go. That is sort of the step-by-step procedure. It's really just creating a funnel and then making sure that you are able to get as much value as possible is really what you're trying to look for with your Pekka Bobat portion. Or I guess your Pekkas, your bowlers, your heroes, that kill squad, that's what you're looking for, splash damage. Then what you can do is actually use your bats, and clear up the rest of it. I know I voice cracked there, but don't worry. So definitely don't put that in the comments saying, "Oh, this is when the voice crack is." I know I voice crack. I'm still growing. So definitely my voice still has a long time to mature. But yeah, so as we're trying to take a look at here, we're making sure that we're creating the funnel with 2 Pekkas. That way, what happens here is when the Pekkas are being used to create that funnel, what this allows us to do is none of our bowlers are going to move over here. Let me change this to black really quickly. None of our bowlers are going to move out here, and they're all going to stay on the inside of the base as everything moves in. Of course, there are a couple times where this might actually happen, but other times you're not going to really see that, and instead you'll see the bowlers start to walk in. So as we're seeing here, what we're seeing is that we have the bowlers, the Pekkas, they're moving in. We are going to see the Pekkas walk this way and not the bowlers, so you're going to see a little bit of a vice versa. But you'll see that we're still dealing with a damage CC, like a baby dragon, and that's still going to be very easy to sort of get rid of. Now let me pause it right here just to explain something. So you may see that the Grand Warden ability was popped pretty early. The main reason is if you take a look at the health of the wall wrecker here, that wall wrecker is on very low health, meaning that what we're going to need to do with this wall wrecker here is we are going to pop the Grand Warden's ability in order to protect the bowlers, everything in there, including the queen, and also the wall wrecker, so it can get just a little bit deeper in the base where we can use that jump spell much more effectively. That's really the reason why we want to really try it and use it with this within this attack. So you'll see that the P.E.K.K.A.s are still working their way on the outside as we send the bowlers and also the heroes into the base along with a couple P.E.K.K.A.s. So you'll see that now what we're doing is we've gotten a lot of good value, meaning that we've already gotten rid of the Eagle, and now we actually are moving our way towards the Multi-Inferno. Now, with that being said, we're dropping in our bats here. You may have already noticed that free spell was dropped already, but that was just a misplace. He thought he placed down one of his bats, but instead he dropped in a freeze. It would have been worse if he dropped in both free spells, but thank God he didn't. So instead, he's going to be able to work his way through. The biggest things to sort of understand is that as the bats are starting to spawn, make sure that you're spawning it in an area where there's no splash, and really there's no way that, you know, the bats can sort of start to slowly die off, because they can do that. That can happen, especially under an expo. But you want to make sure that you are getting as many of those bats as possible. That way they can just clear through the rest of the base like you see right here. Very, very simple. That's really all you guys have to really understand with this, making sure that you're getting as much value as possible from your kill squad. Then you're using your bat portion in order to clear up the rest of the defenses, whatever else is left. But with that being said, that's going to be a great way to start off the video, showing you guys something a little bit good here, showing you guys against a single Inferno, and definitely, you know, going away from that. But let's go ahead and move on to a couple more examples that we have here for you guys using the Pekka Bobat. Now, you guys have probably seen this base design before. It's definitely something that I have seen before, and it can be very, very risky to hit this, but it's actually not too difficult. And what you're going to see here with the bats is a bat bomb. A bat bomb is going to be the bats within the base, usually underneath a rage, but they don't have to be. So instead, what you're going to see is primarily the bats being placed in without the rage spell, and instead just using the freeze and the bats in order to clear up one multi-inferno. This is one way to deal with those type of bases, especially if you're not going to be able to get a multi-inferno, but you are able to get the eagle. So as long as you're able to get the eagle, then you should be fine. You're also going to notice an ice golem, and we're using that ice golem to sort of soak up any traps soak up the splash damage from the wizard tower. So you'll see that it will go down right here, and it will tank for the bats as they enter from here over this direction. That's what you're trying to take a look at. But first of all, we're creating the funnel. So we've got a funnel here and a funnel here. So that's what we're doing here and here. Then we send in our wall wrecker. And because that town hall is not like over here, or let's say like right here, that offers us some good value from just entering in this direction. So we are going to see a different CC. We're going to see a Electro Dragon CC. So this is an easy way of actually clearing up this sort of type of base design, and also base designs with an Electro Dragon within them. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your heroes in the base. That means that you are going to be setting a funnel. But that also means that what you're going to see is the bowlers actually walk around the entire base. So this is going to mainly be the P.E.K.K.A.s moving into the base with no bowlers right behind them, but you still have the heroes moving in, which includes the king. You may have wondered why the king didn't go in the other one. Well, we were using him to create the funnel. That's what we were mainly trying to do. This base design, we can actually send him in with it. Since there's a lot of good value that we can get with our kill squad, that's really what we're looking for. So you'll see as everything is moving in, we're going to use our Grand Warden to keep that wall wrecker alive as it enters in, along with all the P.E.K.K.A.s that are in there. So as we're sending everything in, we're going to deal with the enemy CC with the poison. Very, very easy. And you'll see how much value we are getting. Now we're dropping in our bat bomb. You'll see that we're going to have to use a couple free spells, but we are going to be able to get through that multi-inferno and the wizard tower very easily. You can see that we froze that entire compartment. So that's a lot of good. So now what you'll see from here is we have the ice golem actually tanking for the bats. The death freeze goes down, and then we're able to easily get rid of that. So sometimes that is definitely something that you can take advantage of. And as you're just starting to move in, using that free spell over the multi-inferno and the wizard tower, since they were basically touching there, that easily allows you to get through the rest of it. But that is really all that she wrote for this attack. Of course, that was a little bit of an expression I wanted to say, but yeah. But very, very simple nonetheless. So still getting it done, and actually a very, very easy way of 3-starring with Pekka Bobat. But let's go and move on to one last example to teach you guys this strategy. So from this base design here, this is our final one, and you'll see that this is actually a very similar base to a Bisectatron base they posted about a year or two ago. And this is definitely a base that you can really wreck very easily. So we're going to be starting a funnel right here with the Pekka moving in this direction. Same thing down here. That's going to allow our king to sort of clear here before moving in with the rest of the attack as they move across here. We want everything to sort of move this direction like this. That way we can send in our bats like this, sort of going around the base. That way we're able to clear up the rest of it. And that's really all we really need to do with the Pekka bowler portion and the bats. So we're going to see another bat wave, but we'll see the ice golem actually being used on a defense in order for the bats to be tanked for by it. So you'll see that within this one. But as we start to move into this into this last example, you'll see that we're going to be first starting out with the funnel on either side. We're cutting this out. We're cutting this out. That way, what we're going to be able to do is keep everything in a narrow area here. That way, we can drive in everything into the base. The main reason to why we want to make sure that we are creating a funnel is just so that then the Pekkas and the bowlers don't walk, because that can really spell trouble for this attack. Usually, most of the time, the attacks will fail because the Pekkas and bowlers did not get enough value from the outside. Well, from the funnel. That's what I'm trying to mean here. So as we're sending everything in, we want to make sure that we are getting a lot of good value, popping our Grand Warden ability over the Wall Wrecker included, as it was very low on health. That way we can use a jump spell over this area here that allows us to get into the Eagle and the Multi-Inferno compartment very, very easily. So that's what we're looking for. So now you'll notice that now the entire attack is mostly moving down and somewhat to the side here, but you'll see that they are working their way in two different areas. Now you'll see that if we focus on the bats, we've got an Ice Golem here tanking for the Wizard Tower, and then those bats will move from the Mortar to the Archer Tower to the Wizard Tower, then to the Tesla, and also over to the Mortar. That just offers us some really good value here for our Bat Wave. So you'll see as they move across the base that we are getting rid of the, each of those defenses, making sure that we're freezing over Multi-Infernos and still getting freeze value. So actually freezing over Teslas is another big thing as well. You just want to make sure that you're freezing as many of those defenses as possible. Even if they're on ground, it's not like it really means too much. So you'll see another really good freeze right here, just to make sure that those bats completely one-shot that Wizard Tower and are able to clear through the rest of it. But with that being said, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys did enjoy, and feel free to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, follow me on Twitch, and also feel free to go ahead and subscribe there, as we are going to be starting streams up there in around May, June of this year. Also, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to me, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. And also feel free to go ahead and join any of the clans I'm covering in the description. Their discords are all down in the description below, so feel free to check them out. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.